Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The Holy Father Pope Francis has condoled the death of the oldest member of the College of Cardinals, Cardinal Jozef Tomko, who passed away on Monday at the age of 98. The pontiff recalled the great faith, wisdom and fruitful service of the late Slovakian cardinal, made a member of the Sacred College of Cardinals in 1985 by Pope St. John Paul II. Cardinal Tomko served as prefect of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples. In his condolence message, the Pope said the late prelate was sustained by deep faith and a far-sighted gaze, and he humbly and self-sacrificingly served the Gospel and the Church. He also termed Cardinal Tomko an illustrious son of the nation. The pontiff also thanked the Sisters of Mercy of St. Vincent de Paul, who cared for the cardinal. The Requiem Mass will be offered in St. Peter's Basilica today by the Dean of the College of Cardinals, Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re. An attempt to reiterate the Anglican Church's position against homosexual marriage by the Archbishop of Canterbury was stalled following stiff opposition from several bishops. The controversy erupted during the recently concluded Lambeth Conference, which is the gathering of Anglican bishops from around the globe that takes place every 10 years. During the conference held from July the 26th to August the 8th in Kent in Britain, the gay marriage ban was on the agenda of conservative bishops. The Global South Fellowship of Anglican Churches, which is a fellowship of Anglican dioceses within the Communion, strongly supported the ban. When the news was leaked about the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby's meeting with members of the GSFA on July the 29th, and his offer to write a letter supporting traditional marriage, chaos broke out. Progressive bishops voiced their disagreement and showed their protest by remaining seated and not receiving communion during a service. The Nigerian Chief of Defence Staff has announced that 5 suspects linked to the deadly Pentecost Sunday killing in a Catholic church have been arrested. General Leo Irabor said on Tuesday that the arrested suspects could be linked to the Islamic State West Africa Province, or ISWAP. Investigators believe that they are responsible for the massacre of believers in St. Francis Church in Ondo State on June the 5th. In a statement, Irabor said that the assailants were arrested during joint operations by the Armed Forces, Department of Security Services and Police. Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Akeredolu, said a person who arranged accommodation for the suspects before the attack was also apprehended. The ISWAP is waging an insurgency in the northeast, but the Ondo attack nevertheless shocked many. Catholic bishops of Mexico have expressed solidarity with the church in Nicaragua, which is facing persecution from the Daniel Ortega government. In a statement, the Conference of the Mexican Episcopate said they are sending their fervent prayers, closeness and support to the church in Nicaragua. In the August 8th statement, the bishops said they are imploring Jesus for peace, justice and harmonious coexistence of people. The statement reads, "As an ecclesial family, we join in creating awareness so that in the face of these situations that cry out to God for social justice, that they seek a healthy coexistence." In the latest incident in Nicaragua, Bishop Rolando José Álvarez Lagos of Matagalpa is under house arrest by police, and he has been charged with organising violent groups with the aim of destabilising the government. In Ireland, pro-life supporters and champions of religious freedom have expressed deep concern and shock over the plans of the Irish government to penalise pro-life activities outside abortion facilities. The government plans to introduce fines and jail terms for people who pray, display placards or try to counsel pregnant women who come for an abortion. The proposed bill prevents the expression of pro-life views within a 100-metre radius of abortion clinics. Meanwhile, pro-life supporters say that there is no piece of evidence to suggest that prayer vigils near such clinics are dangerous or illegal. Prominent pro-life champion and solicitor Cora Sherlock said that the new legislation should concern everyone, no matter what their views on abortion are. She said that the right to freedom of expression, movement and peaceful gathering has been held in esteem in Ireland and given pride of place in the Constitution. However, she added that the proposed bill infringes on this right and should ring alarm bells. The world faces further nuclear insecurity, with Russia suspending the 2010 New START treaty, which allowed Russian and US inspectors to visit each other's nuclear weapons sites. Moscow has made it clear that it does not want to restart the inspections, which had been suspended because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Russia is unhappy with sanctions imposed by Western nations since the start of the war with Ukraine. This comes after Ukraine and Russia accused each other of shelling and damaging the nuclear plant in Ukraine's Zaporizhia, which is the largest in Europe. There are warnings that this attack on the plant could trigger a potential nuclear disaster. On the 8th anniversary of the mass exodus of Christians from Nineveh Plains in Iraq following the ISIS rampage, the Chaldean Patriarch has expressed disappointment over the present situation. Cardinal Louis Raphael Sacco said in a message to the faithful that the pain is still alive and the lack of prospects fuels feelings of anxiety and disappointment. He also slammed the absence of a minimum level of citizenship and regard for human rights. The head of the Chaldean Catholic Church criticised the climate of humiliation of Christians, their exclusion from the jobs market, and the lack of presence in Parliament. The Cardinal said that Christians should be recognised as citizens and given equal rights. It was on the night of August the 6th and 7th that tens of thousands of Christians were forced to flee from the ISIS militants who had already conquered Mosul in June. One of the most prominent Christian outfits in Nigeria has exhorted citizens to unite and fight insurgency, which is plaguing the country. Reverend John Joseph Hayab, who heads the Kaduna chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, made this exhortation during a weekend prayer session. He urged citizens to unite against what he termed the menace of terrorism. He also said that citizens must make the correct decision in elections in 2023. He also blamed the failed government for the insecurity in the country, adding that ransom paid to criminals over the years could have been used to construct roads, schools and other infrastructure. The prelate also urged people not to vote for any party that has a divisive agenda. Catholic religious orders in Haiti have appealed to the international community to directly intervene and tackle the reign of terror unleashed by armed gangs. The Justice Coalition of Religious, comprising 20 congregations, urged the global community to take swift action. They made this appeal in a letter sent to UN Special Rapporteur Najat Mala Majid. In a report prepared by Passionist missionary Father Rick Frechette, there are gun battles on the streets of the capital, Port-au-Prince. He says in the report that 99% of people on the street want the presence of foreign troops. There are reports that these gangs are engaged in rampant kidnappings and killings. In July alone, 3,000 people were forced to flee their homes when fighting broke out near the capital between rival gangs. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow for more. And remember, you can also visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.